Check 1, 2. Check 1, 2.
Check 1, 2.
I hear you just fine, Bert.
All right, we're live here. I'm Bert Brocker.
Oh, do you want to start now?
Yeah, we're live.
Okay. Well, welcome into Road Stadium, everybody, as we usher in a brand new era of broadcasting Katy ISD athletics. Alongside Bert Brocker, I'm Michael Silvers. Welcome to TexanLive.com's coverage of Katy ISD football. And what a way to start off 2015 with the number 2 ranked Katy Tigers and their quest for state championship number 8. Bert Brocker begins here tonight.
There we go. We got our boom mic in there, and that's one thing we were working on. So really excited about that, to just pick up the crowd noise here. So that's a great deal. And like you said, really coming into this game, Katy's expectation, when we talked to Coach Joseph, was win every game. And his exact words, win the last one. So, and I think they come into every year that way. Barry Campbell, head coach over at Kingwood last year, had a tough season, missed the playoffs by one game. They got hot at the end of the year. So, he right now has a lot to prove. Come out here. He's got a running back that is touted by TCU, and he's already verbally committed to going there. So a lot of speed on this team. They're out of the Humboldt district, which is, we also have had that district for the last 4 years. So should be interesting here. Here comes the Kingwood Mustangs on the field right now as we speak.
Kingwood, a team that last year finished 3-7. They made the playoffs the year before, losing in the opening round back in 2013. And Barry Campbell, a graduate of Clements High School, an assistant under Ken Herring at Kingwood High School, an assistant under Dougal McDougall, then went up to Mansfield and came back when the head coaching job was vacated by McDougall. He took over, and this is his 4th season at the helm of the Mustang program. Their last playoff appearance under McDougall was back in 2011, and they lost to Klein Oak in the bi-district round. And what a game it was 2 years ago between Kingwood and A&M Consolidated, bi-district round defeat in the playoffs for the Mustangs, a 10-point loss, 55-45 shootout to David Raffield's Tigers. Kingwood lost 4 games last year by single possessions. So their 3-7 record, Bert, could have easily been 7-3, 6-4, and they could have been in the playoffs. And once you get into the postseason, you never know what can happen.
Well, and that's what I was saying. We actually were there last year for them. That was one of the districts we had. Very fortunate through the playoff rounds. Did some spot with Fox Sports Southwest, some sub-licensed stuff. Got an opportunity to cover Katy. Feel like we did a really solid job, and for that reason, that's why we're here this year, and first year taking on this entire district. So we have the complete Katy ISD school district this year. We will be here every Thursday, Friday, Friday, and Saturday night. And just looking forward to being here. And as you can tell by the stadium, it's absolutely packed. And here comes your Katy Tigers.
7-time state champions, last winning in 2012 over Cedar Hill. They've been to 3 consecutive state finals. They've lost the last 2. 2 incidentally, the Cedar Hill Longhorns. Last year, the first ever 6A state championship game played at AT&T Stadium in Arlington. Led out by senior Garrett Doron to not only help lead his team back to the state final, but this time finish and get that 8th state championship that's eluded the Tigers each of the last 2 seasons. Tigers last year finished 14-2. They shut out Kingwood in week 1, 31-0 at Turner Stadium. And we will pause now for our national anthem here from Road Stadium on this opening Thursday night of the 2015 season. first of many national anthems to be played here at Road Stadium this season. Talking with Coach Joseph on the field prior to us coming on the air, he said biggest question mark right now is depth relative to the last 3 teams that have taken him to a state championship game appearance, and the one in 2012 when they won at AT&T Stadium. He said the jury's still out on this team, obviously. When I asked him, where do you see this team relative to the 3 teams before they went into their first game and the teams that eventually made it to AT&T Stadium, he said the biggest question mark right now is depth.
Well, and you look at every great team, and that's really what it boils down to. You look at even going to the pro level, the Texans this year. Arian goes down, and we're just a completely different ball game without him. So definitely at this high school level, you've got an opportunity. They've got some great athletes here, Patty Fisher. I mean, it's just But again, who's back behind him? And the one thing I will say that Katy clearly has a program of is they clearly are training and building their youth sports coming up, because the tradition here is unbelievable.
Just never seems like Katy has to rebuild. It's always a reloading situation. Referee is Billy Epley tonight. Katy have deferred after winning the opening coin toss. So the Kingwood Mustangs, who will move from right to left here in this first quarter, will get the ball on offense first, and that means we'll get to see Dawson Trudell, who played in 2 games last season before suffering a left shoulder injury. The Kingwood offense will be on the field first after the opening kickoff, and we'll see what Barry Campbell and his offensive coordinator, which is himself, he calls the plays offensively, what they'll cook up against this Tiger defense, which comes back with the aforementioned Patty Fisher, but let's not forget Giovanni Stewart, Colin Wilder, a Houston commit and a 4-year starter, Travis Willock in the secondary. We'll go over the starters in just a moment. Griffin Lay back deep to receive, along with Shewo Alanalua. They stand at the 5-yard line. Chris Perez will kick it off from the 40-yard line.
Katy faithful up on their feet here.
Welcome to the 2015 high school football season. We are underway. This kickoff to the back of the end zone, a touchback. And the Mustangs will come out on offense first. The offensive coordinator is Barry Campbell. This was a team that last year averaged just under 330 yards per game offensively. Junior quarterback is Dawson Trudell. Fullback is Matt Dean. Griffin Lay, the tailback. Chase Evans, the wide receiver. Eric Hammersmith is the flanker. Ellis Eckberg, the tight end. The center is William Thalbaum. Luke Falters and Parker Coogan are the guards. Alec Cruz-Turner and Zach Alexander are the tackles. From the 25, Kingwood in white. And they begin in the I formation. Pass to the right side is batted up and incomplete. Corey Bethley led the team in sacks last year. District newcomer of the season, a junior, batted away.
That'll bring up 2nd down and 10 here for the Mustangs.
Last year, Trudell, 7 of 20 in the air for 112 yards. 1 touchdown, completed passes at a 35% clip. On 2nd down, it's Lay.
Lay's got a little hole there, cuts back upfield.
Lay takes it out to the 35-yard line, picking up 9, 3rd down and short on an excellent run from Griffin Lay. First team all-district last year. They say he's got enough for the 1st down. He got 10.
Nice job by Lay right there of ducking his head down, finishing that run, picking up that extra yard there to pick up the 1st down.
First and 10, the Mustangs will scrimmage from the 35, shotgun with split backs. Back on the ground to Lay, attacking the right side. He tries to turn the corner, gets back to the line of scrimmage. Bethley leads the way with a host of Tigers up front. It's Bethley. He joins nose guard Joey Woodring and Michael Matus. Along the defensive front in the linebacking core, it's Giovanni Stewart, Braden Boyd. Jury's still out on him, says head coach Gary Joseph. Patty Fisher on the inside, along with Hunter Stinson on the outside. In the secondary, twin brothers JR and DC Blades. And in the secondary, in the safety spot, it's Colin Wilder and Travis Willock. Second down and 10. Roll out for Trudell. He's under pressure. Trudell escapes and takes it out of bounds at the 35-yard line. Footsteps on rushing the 4-year starter Colin Wilder. Brings up third down and 10. No gain on the keeper by Dawson Trudell.
And anybody that's seen Trudell, it went viral the way that they won the state championship last year in track, right there by diving across the finish line. So definitely has some speed there, and he showed that right there, turning on the jets and getting that outside corner.
Chase Evans lines up to the right. Hammersmith in as the flanker to the left on third down and 11. Man in motion is Josh Slayton. On the ground, Damon Young gets a carry, and he is pulled down by Bethley. Got back to the original line of scrimmage, but it's fourth down, and the Mustangs are forced to punt it away.
Katy only gave up one play there for 10 yards, and that defense did exactly, I'm sure, what Coach Joseph wanted. Get a possession, get them out, and get their offense out here on the field. Wilder back here to receive this punt.
Diego Garcia stands at the 25. Not the best punt. Out of bounds at the 46-yard line. That's a 19-yard punt. So now we'll get a chance to see senior Garrett Doron. Doron in his career, 2,568 yards passing, 30 touchdowns to 13 interceptions. He's been to back-to-back state championship games. He's come out on the losing end each of those last 2 years. His Tigers will begin on the 45-yard line. Attacking from left to right, scrimmaging from the 46, handoff Kyle Porter, the featured running back. Finally his time, as he played the last 2 seasons behind Rodney Anderson, who's now at the University of Oklahoma. Porter gains a yard.
Good tackle right there by Goodman, coming and filling the hole there for the Mustangs.
So Kyle Williams in the backfield, along with the aforementioned Kyle Porter. Split end is Tony Mullins, wide receiver J.C. Angulo, tight end is Parker Eichenberger. Second down and 9 for Doron, a 3-step drop, lofting one, and that one out of the reach of Angulo. Step-for-step coverage supplied by junior cornerback Cole Preston. Quickly third down for the Tigers. Up front, center is Cole Shannon. Peyton Schrack and Dylan Creekmore are the guards. Hayden Howerton and Noah Lopez are the 2 offensive tackles. Third and 9. From the shotgun, Doron steps up and he is sacked back at the 41-yard line. Dylan Shotwell off the edge, drops Doron back to the 43-yard line, a loss of 3.
Nice job by the defense there from the safeties and the cornerbacks of having all the receivers covered there. Forced Doron to try to step up there, and of course was sacked there.
Here's the punt from Michael Vasquez, a booming punt and an excellent catch by Alana Lua at the 9, but he goes nowhere. 48-yard punt by Vasquez. Deep starting field position for the Mustangs as we are scoreless here in the first with 8:40 to play in the opening quarter of this 2015 opener between number 2 Katy and Kingwood. Kingwood will begin from the 9-yard line. Shotwell on the play fake. Rolls to his left, and he is sacked in the end zone for a safety. Coming in off the edge, nowhere to go. Patty Fisher, who led the team last year with 147 tackles, has just given the Tigers a 2-0 lead. Safety, not the best word, perhaps, for Katy, who want to hear that. Remember last year in the state championship game, first play from scrimmage, and Garrett Doron was sacked in the end zone by the Cedar Hill defense. They fell behind early, 2-0, came back, took the lead, could not sustain the lead in the second half.
And really came down to one big play right there in the fourth quarter.
Indeed.
I mean, they dominated after that and just unfortunately gave up a kind of busted play for a big yardage gain, and of course ended up, being on the losing side of what had to be a heartbreaker, because it looked like they had that game under total control in the fourth quarter there.
Not only do Katy have the 2-0 lead, but they'll get the ball back. Free kick will be taken by Diego Garcia with 8:34 to play in the opening quarter. Porter and J.R. Blades back deep, standing on the Katy 30-yard line and 29-yard line respectively. Blades from the 30. Over the 40 and stopped at the 44-yard line, downfield on special teams. Davis Kindig on the tackle.
Hammersmith got in there also.
So the Kingwood defense had a good first series. They give the Tigers the ball back right around the same field position. And we'll see what the Kingwood defense can do to try to force another 3 and out on this Katy offense, which last year averaged 419.5 yards per game. Handoff Porter on first down. He squeezes his way to the 49-yard line, where he's tackled by Nolan Powell in the secondary. Pickup of 4 for Porter. Defensively for Kingwood, Ben Beckelman, Dylan Shotwell, Matthew Shelby, and Colton Moore along the defensive front. In the linebacking core, it'll be Trent Erickson, Spencer Goodman, and Connor Gregerson. Josh Slayton and Cole Preston are the cornerbacks. The safeties are Nolan Powell and Shewo Alanalua. Second down and 6, screen pass. Complete. Giovanni Stewart in as a receiver. He breaks the tackle down the left sideline for a first down as he absorbs the hit from Trent Erickson. He's out of bounds at the 40-yard line. Pickup of 10 and a first down. First down for the Tigers. Tonight they lead 2-0. 7:41 to play in the first quarter. They'll scrimmage from the Mustang 40. Play action, and we have the game's first flag. Joined now in the booth by Brent Hallmark.
Thank you.
Pre-snap penalty on the Tigers. Billy Epley once again, our referee.
Ball start on the offense, number 18, 5-yard penalty, still first down.
And we're going to see some of these false starts, especially during week 1. A lot of first day jitters for a lot of these kids, and they're just going to have to overcome that.
First down and 15 from the Mustang 45. Handoff to the inside fullback. Kyle Williams is lifted up in the air by Trent Erickson, almost back to the original line of scrimmage as he takes it down to the 41.
Made a good effort testing that front line, that front D line of Kingwood.
2-0 Tigers. Team ranked number 3 by the Associated Press, ranked 2 by Texas Football, predicted obviously, as they are normally every year, to finish as the district champions here in 19-6A. Second down and 11. Quick pass, right side complete. Mullins breaks a tackle inside the 20. Mullins muscles down to the 6-yard line. 35 yards on the pass play, the catch and run, and Tony Mullins on his first reception is inside the red zone for the Tigers.
What Katy did pretty good on that one was it looked like it was going to be a toss out over to Porter on the left side, and it ended up being a toss over to Mullins. And now we're set where Katy is in scoring position.
Mullins last year, 50 receptions, 754 yards, 8 touchdowns. Averaged over 15 yards a reception in 2014.
We have a dead ball, personal foul on number 60 White. As we have to get the field goal, first down.
Gerard O'Leary called for the personal foul that will move Katy down to the 3.
This is going to be Katy's first test at their goal line stand.
First down and goal from the 3. Porter, the deep man, out of the eye. Pitch to Porter. Gets to the corner. Touchdown.
And I want to thank our touchdown sponsor this year, Cane Island. And they're going to support all of the Katy Independent School District this year. So thank them for being the touchdown sponsor. And that's the first touchdown of the season scored here at Rhodes Stadium.
Perez for the point after. It is good. And with 6:42 remaining in the first quarter, it's the Tigers 9 and the Mustangs nothing. We'll return in just a moment here on TexanLive.com.
Come enjoy the heart of Katy, Texas, one of the most delightful cities in the Lone Star State. The best part? It's a short drive from Houston and minutes from the Energy Corridor. With places to stay and places to play, anything you'd like to eat, and an old town charm that can't be beat. Activities and fun for the entire family. Enjoy the best of both worlds in the City of Champions, Katy, Texas. For more information, go to cityofkaty.com.
Alongside Burt Brocker and our Texan Live crew, Michael Silvers from Rhodes Stadium. It's 9-0 Tigers. After a 3-yard touchdown run by Kyle Porter, capping off a 5-play, 55-yard drive, minute 44 off the clock. Extra point by Perez is good. 6:42 remaining in the opening quarter. 9-0 Katy as Perez boots it downfield.
Shaywood's going to field this one. Right there on about 2 yards in, and he's going to bring it out. He's got a little bit of seam there. He's cut upfield. Still on his feet right there.
Takes it across midfield.
Got one man to beat here.
Wilder will bring him down at the 30-yard line.
Wow, nice return right there, but a great tackle by Wilder there to save a touchdown. So that is exactly what the Kingwood Mustangs needed here. Big play right there, and Shaywood did exactly what he's supposed to do. Found a seam there, took it 2 yards deep in the end zone, and returned it for a little over 70 yards. So nice job by him right there.
The officials mark the ball at the 31-yard line. Deep is field position for the Mustangs as they try to come back from a safety and then a touchdown by Kyle Porter. They attack from right to left, and they will scrimmage from the 31-yard line with Trudell under center. And a little pitch play off the fingertips of
right
Ray.
there. Ball's on the ground.
Ball is still loose, picked up by Giovanni Stewart. Down the sideline, Stewart to the house. Touchdown, Tigers.
Well, once again, Cane Island, we want to thank y'all. They are our touchdown sponsor this year. And 6 minutes into this ball game, we have 2 touchdowns being scored. So
Do have a penalty marker back at the 46-yard line in Kingwood's half of the field. We'll discuss it at the 2-yard line. We'll get the official word from Billy Epley.
they're talking right there.
Well, I think that if they're not walking back towards the marker, that the touchdown will stand, and the fumble return by Stewart for the touchdown will indeed give Katy a 15-point lead with the extra point to come. But then again, we'll see. Katy's now headed to the sideline.
We have unsportsmanlike conduct on number 2, red. If a penalty occurred at the 2-yard line, it'll be a 15-yard penalty. First down, Katy.
So the touchdown will not count. Jackson Borowski. They said number 2, but I'm not sure if number 2 was actually out on the field. But if he was, he's been charged with the unsportsmanlike conduct that occurred at the 2-yard line. Gary Joseph wants to talk with Epley.
And he pulled number 8 aside over there, so I'm not quite sure who that was. But, you know, Coach Joseph, those are things you never want to take points off the board right there. And, you know, that's discipline, as he says. And in his interview, he definitely said that with us. So we have to stay disciplined.
Tigers will take over. They don't get the touchdown, but they get good field position, which I guess is a nice parting gift, if you want to say.
Yeah, especially when Kingwood just, you know, took the ball over 1st and 10 at the 30-yard line, had a little momentum on their side.
From the Kingwood 18, here's a pitch to Porter. Gets caught in traffic and bounces off of it. Porter to the left side. Porter to the end zone. Touchdown, Katy.
Cane Island, we thank you again. So that touchdown does stay on the board. No flags on the field here. And Kyle, what a nice job right there. That was bottled up. Kingwood did everything they're supposed to do, but they lost backside pursuit on that. And Porter clearly showed why he has as many offers out there as he does. He broke it back and, you know, went for the touchdown.
Perez knocks the extra point through. 6:07 left to play first quarter. It's the Tigers 16 and the Mustangs nothing here on TexanLive.com. Back here at Rhodes Stadium, where it is 16-0 Katy. One play drive, a 18-yard touchdown run by Kyle Porter, took all of 9 seconds. So when the defense can't score, you just give it right back to number 5, and he'll take it one play, 18 yards. Perez's extra point knocked through. 6:07 left to play, opening quarter, 16-0 to the number 3 team in the state. After a pretty impressive opening drive for Kingwood, didn't net him any points, got him a first down. It's been pretty auspicious ever since. A safety and a fumble as Perez kicks it into the end zone. This will go for a touchback, and the Mustangs will have it from the 25.
Michael, what made that touchdown from Katy so special is the fact that the play called for Porter to go straight down the middle, and when he saw that there was nothing there, he immediately swept left and found an opening and beat everybody in for the score. Now Kingwood has it. First down on the 25-yard line.
So far, just 11 total yards picked up on offense for the Mustangs. Then they've given up the safety, and then they've coughed it up on a fumble on a poor pitch from Trudell to Lay. Trudell will operate out of the shotgun with 6:07 remaining in quarter number 1. Motion man is Hammersmith, and he gets it. And he spins off of Keegan Oddie. Got back to the line of scrimmage. So far, the defense has come to play for the Katy Tigers. You expect that with the talent that came back from last year's team?
Absolutely, and they have a burning desire to not only take each game one game at a time and do their best, but they are focused. They want to be at that last game the 3rd week of December,
which will be played here in Houston at NRG Stadium for the first time since 2008. Second down, Trudell will throw. Launches one right side, and that is complete. What a catch. Pass hauled in by Brad Batzel at the 44-yard line. That's going to be good enough for a first down on a 19-yard pass play.
Very impressive catch because he was being covered very closely, but he managed to bring that ball in.
Trudell's first pass completion of 2015, only completed 7 passes last year. He played in a couple of games, then hurt his left shoulder. Coming down to 5 minutes remaining first quarter, it's 1st and 10 for Kingwood. Back on the ground, Lay. Lay squirts free and gets out to the edge. Dives forward for another 9 yards. Stops short of the first down. And Kingwood starting to move the ball on this Katy defense.
He found that opening on the right-hand side and took complete advantage of it, and the secondary came up and was able to stop him before he was able to get the first down.
16-0 Tigers. Slow-moving first quarter of play as we come down to 4.5 to go in the first. Damon Young gets the call this time, and he is stopped in the backfield, back at midfield.
I think the Katy defense was focused this time on making sure that that run didn't go anywhere, and even making sure that they were losing yardage on the play.
Leading the way was Braden Boyd, a junior inside linebacker. Forces Kingwood for a 3rd down and 3. Back on the ground, Griffin Lay stopped at the line of scrimmage. Colin Wilder in from his safety spot, a commit to Houston, had 3 interceptions last year, a 4-year starter. Stops Lay at the line of scrimmage. It's 4th down for the Mustangs. Back on the ground, Griffin Lay stopped at the line of scrimmage. May or may not be coming out here.
Yeah, he was assisted by Brendan Boyd on that play. Once again, they were going to make sure that they did not cross that first down marker.
All right, so Diego Garcia will come out to punt it away. Probably a good decision not to go for it at midfield. Diego's first punt went all of 19 yards. Wilder stands at the 22, and Garcia will kick it away from Colin and gets a good bounce inside the 5. It'll be down by Hammersmith at the 4. 46 yards on the punt, and deep starting field position for the Tigers with 3:26 remaining in quarter number 1.
Their punt unit really did a good job in making sure that that ball wasn't caught where it could be run back, and at the same time, they stopped it right there, putting Katy really back toward their own goal line.
2 touchdowns by Kyle Porter, a safety by the defense. Katy have a 16-0 lead, and their offense back out on the field. They'll have to traverse 96 yards to get back into the end zone. Porter, hands on his knees, halfway in the end zone, gets the call. Straight ahead, across the 10, and thrown down at the 13-yard line. On his knees, halfway in the end zone, gets the call. Straight ahead, across the 10, and thrown down at the 13. Gain of 6, make it 7 on the play.
You can see the discipline that Porter has and the focus. He waited and let that play develop. He let that hole open up so that he could get that yardage.
Porter had 50 yards in this game last year on the ground. Short of 2,900 yards for his career coming into this season. Porter gets the pitch. Lowers his shoulder and picks up another yard to the 13-yard line. Porter gets the pitch.
Well, Porter knows this,
Lowers
this
his
is
shoulder
his
and picks
team
up
now.
another yard to the-
running back position is concerned, and after playing 2 years under Rodney Anderson, you couldn't have learned from better. So now it's his time to show what he can do.
Porter with the 2 touchdowns here in the first quarter, now 41 for his Katy career. Had 1,001 yards last season on 149 carries, 16 touchdowns. Used primarily as a receiver, although you would think with the 1,000 yards that wouldn't be the case, but you should see what the numbers that Rodney Anderson picked up on the ground is. Porter on 3rd down will get a first down and more. Racing over the 30 and galloping out to the 37-yard line. Gain of 23. And Cole Preston in the secondary bringing down the senior Kyle Porter.
Kyle must have seen a break somewhere in the Kingwood defense because there was nobody stopping him from the line. They had to chase him down over here toward the 37-yard line before they were able to bring him down.
Tigers will now scrimmage from the 37-yard line. This drive began on their own 4. It's 1st and 10. Play fake for Doron. Number 12 on the run, throws complete to Mullins, who was left all alone in the secondary. Pulled down from behind by Josh Slayton at the Kingwood 26-yard line. 1st and 10.
And we have penalty flags.
Play
flying
fake
on
for
the play.
Doron. Number 12 on the
Right now
run,
it's a
throws complete
37-yard
to
pass
Mullins,
play.
who was left all alone in the
And the
secondary.
flags at the point of
Pulled
the
down
tackle.
from behind by maybe a face mask on Slayton. We'll check. Billy Epley will let us know.
They're right now discussing it, and I think we're about to hear it now.
We have a personal foul, face mask on number 1.
Wow.
Didn't see that coming.
On the receiver, Mullins.
Katy.
So you get the 37-yard pass play. And then the 15-yard face mask on the offensive end. Line of scrimmage now, the Mustang 41. 3 receivers in the lineup. And here's Stewart on the pitch play on the counter. He is stopped at the 40-yard line. Well scouted by this Kingwood defense. Leading the way, Davis Kindig, a backup to Colt Moore, who was a first-team all-district player on the defensive end last year in District 16-6A.
Kingwood read that play pretty well because they came over and just pretty much followed Stewart all the way over and was able to penetrate and get him down for a gain of only 1 yard.
Stewart, for the first time that I can recall, being used on the offensive end of things. 2nd down and 9. Quick pass complete. Mullins looking for blocks. He'll get a first down inside the 30 to the 28-yard line. Connor Gregerson had 70 tackles last year in 2014. Brings down Mullins after a 12-yard reception. Inside the final minute here in the first quarter, 16-0 Katy, and they're driving. Again, this drive and possession started from their own 4-yard line. Porter on the pitch, gets a great block in the backfield, and he will squirt out to the 25. That's 3 yards on the play, tackled by inside linebacker Spencer Goodman, who was the team's leading tackler last year as a junior with 82 tackles for head coach Barry Campbell and defensive coordinator Terry Lambert. He's trying to figure out the right defensive setup to stop this Tiger offense.
And that's a challenge. What we're seeing more than we saw last year with the Tiger offense is we're seeing more pass plays mixed in with the run. So if they're going to show a diversity with that, then the Katy offense is going to be a real challenge for defenses this season.
That could have been the final play after the injury. Connor Gregerson slow to walk off the field, but he walked off under his own power. They may start the clock, and Katy will let it run out here to conclude the first quarter. 2 Kyle Porter touchdown runs, a safety. 16-0 Katy is a They've had a great start to their 2015 campaign in their quest for 8. Clock begins to run. Offense to the line of scrimmage. 2nd down and 7 for the Tigers. Game clock down to 8 seconds. Here's a pitch to Porter. Oh, nice move. But a good defensive tackle by Shewu Alana Lua, the TCU commit, stops Porter after a pickup of a yard. And that concludes the first quarter of play from Rhodes Stadium here in Katy with the score. The Katy Tigers 16, the Kingwood Mustangs nothing. Stay tuned. Second quarter comes your way next here on TexanLive.com.
Hey, it's Bert.
And Jamie. During our summer clearance event, we need to move our 2015s.
And you can count on a big selection.
A team dedicated to treating you better and low prices.
Like new Sierra Cruise discounted $12,400. That's right, folks. That's over 31%. And we have hundreds to choose from. Or a new Acadia for $299 a month.
Thanks for making us one of the fastest growing dealerships in the nation.
Texan Buick GMC, located Highway 59 in Will Clayton. Or shop 24/7. TexanDrive.com. We treat you better.
Cerna is a local family-owned business located right on Will Clayton and a one-stop shop for your home, auto, liability, and business insurance needs. Please stop in or give us a call at 281-8.
Gets to the corner. Touchdown. Going to be 3rd down and 7 for the Tigers as we begin the second quarter. Katy 16, Kingwood nothing. Tigers will now attack the north end zone. Just behind the field house, they are leveling the land. Looks like they're done for stadium number 2 here in the Katy Independent School District. From the 24, and Dylan Vasquez late to come out on the field. He's now taking his position to the left of the line of scrimmage. Doron fires. That one a one-hopper. Trying to find Angulo with coverage by Cole Preston. It's 4th down.
It looked
and
like
special teams, excuse me, Brent, but special teams unit comes out, try to tack on 3.
It looked like Matthew Shelby was getting into Doron's face, forcing him to throw a little bit sooner than he wanted to.
Chris Perez will attempt a 46-yard, make it 41-yard field goal. He has ice waters in his veins. Go back to the state semifinal last year. Katy down late in the game. He kicked a 35-yard field goal, which propelled the game to overtime. This one looks like it's going to be short. He got under it. And he pushed it wide to the right, too. So Kingwood hold defensively. Do not surrender any points on this latest Katy possession, and we'll get some field position at around the 25-yard line for their first possession of the second quarter. A missed field goal by Perez, and the Kingwood deficit remains at 16.
You can see on both sides, each one of these teams, they want this. They are so glad that this time has come. They've been practicing since early August, and now all the results are now here.
From the 24, 1st down and 10. Hand off to Lay. Got a couple of yards before he felt the hit coming from J.R. Blades, number 21, a senior who had 2 interceptions. His twin brother playing on the other side at the cornerback's position was injured all of last season. His name, D.C. Blades. Lay with a pickup of 4.
You can see on that play, Kingwood offense did a good job of moving the Katy line over, but the Katy defense, secondary, came up and was able to make the stop.
Shotgun for Trudell. Keeper for Trudell. That didn't fool the Tigers whatsoever. Sprinting through, Corey Beffley in the backfield, dropping the quarterback back to the 26, make it just the 27, a loss of 1. Another third down for Barry Campbell's Mustangs. Here early on in the second quarter, they trail Katy 16-0. Evans lines up to the top of your screen. Hammersmith to the bottom of your screen on third down and long. Quick pass left is complete. Short of the first down, Chase Evans. DC Blades on the coverage. Line of scrimmage will be the 33.5-yard line. He's half a yard short of the first down.
Yeah, you could see the read on that was very good by the Katy defense to make sure that he didn't get past that first down marker.
Mustangs offense remain on the field. Fourth down and half a yard for the Mustangs on their own 33.5-yard line. Keeper for Trudell. He will muscle forward to move the chains and pick up the fourth down conversion.
Yeah, it was just a matter of him just forcing his way through there and getting that half yard to establish the new first down for the Kingwood Mustangs.
First down and 10. Lay was a first-team all-district player last year. He is set in the backfield to the right of Trudell. Play fake. And Trudell, miscommunication on the route, ran by Hammersmith. Pass falls incomplete, second down. Trudell so far 2 of 4 in the air for 25 yards. Had a 19-yard hook up with Batsil.
Yeah, it was hard to tell whether the result of that play was due to the pressure that the Katy defense was putting on him or if there was just a wrong route being run.
Damon Young, deep man out of the eye on second down and 10. Trudell under pressure, rolls to his right, throws on the run, and that pass is incomplete. With J.R. Blades in coverage, the pass intended for Chase Evans. It's third down and 10 for the Mustangs. Last year, Kingwood's average margin to defeat 14.7. Eliminated from postseason contention in the final week of the year, losing to the Woodlands 35-27. 54 players on the varsity roster, 42 of them are seniors. Third and 10. Delay to Young. Damon Young cuts it back to the inside and will fall forward to the 44-yard line. 7 yards on the run, but well short of a first down. We'll see what Barry Campbell elects to do here on fourth down as Patty Fisher brings down Damon Young after the gain of 7.
You know that Coach Campbell has to be excited having that many returning seniors coming back. It establishes both experience and leadership for both sides of the ball.
Offense remains on the field. Gutsy call here for Barry Campbell, fourth down and 4. He doubles up as the team's offensive coordinator. Trailing 16-0. Play fake. Trudell immediately under pressure and taken down from the blind side by Corey Bethley, who's had a monstrous first half thus far. 16 here in game number 1 of 2015. Play fake. Trudell immediately under pressure and taken down from the blind side by.
Keeping their eyes on Trudell, making sure that he didn't scramble out of there, and they got him from both sides.
Immediately under pressure and taken down from the blind side.
He just really didn't have a chance on that one.
Turnover on downs, and the Tigers who almost took it 96 yards on their last possession get it back with 8:50 to play and great starting field position on the Kingwood 37. And Doron will throw on first down as he waggles right, fires on the run. That one was picked off by Alana Lua. What a play by Shewu Alanalua.
Kingwood 37.
Had all of one interception
Doron
last
will
year
throw on
through
first
10
down
games,
as
and
he
he's got his
waggles
first for
right,
2015
fires
in
on the
game
run.
number 1 tonight.
That one was picked off
Boy,
by.
was he focused because he was right there. A lot of the Katy people are thinking that he was
on
out
the
of
run.
bounds, but
That one was
looking
picked
at it,
off
he
by
was right on
Alanalua.
target, and it's an interception and a first down for Kingwood.
So the Mustangs defense gets the ball back to the Mustangs offense. Can they turn the turnover into points so far? In 5+ quarters against Katy dating back to last year, they've been shut out 47-0. They begin with Griffin Lane. He gets out into the secondary. Keegan Oddie saves what might have been a potential touchdown run with a tackle at the 42-yard line. A 14-yard scamper for Griffin Lay.
It sure looked like he was off to the races if he wouldn't have been brought down at that time.
First and 10 for the Mustangs. They'll scrimmage from the 42. Handoff to the big fullback, Robert Amar. Rumble up to the 44-yard line. Another 2.
And off to the big fullback, Robert Amar.
Kingwood still testing that Katy defense. They want to make sure that that line of theirs can handle that Katy defensive line, because that is a challenge to do. And they've actually been able to do so in a few plays.
Option play. Trudell keeps it. Good cut. Takes it to the 49. Second down and 8 will result in 3rd and 3 after 5 yards picked up by the Kingwood quarterback.
And Trudell did a good job of reading where all the blocking was going to come from as he spun around blockers before he was brought down.
5th third down of the half for Kingwood. They are 0 for 4 on 3rd down so far. Smith lines up to the top of your screen. As the lone wide receiver, they are lined up tight along the inside of the line of scrimmage. Amar shuffles in the backfield. Here's a pitch to Lay. Lay lowers his shoulder and will be stopped short as he works it into Katy territory. Stopped at the Tiger 49, stopped a yard short of a first down.
Now, I wouldn't be a bit surprised if Coach Campbell decides to go for it again. They're in the same position they were earlier when they did make it. And that's exactly what they're going to do.
Handoff Damon Young, and I don't know if he got there.
That's going to
hit right in the backfield by DC Blades, who's coming in off the cornerback blitz. Depends on the spot of the football. Measurement will be needed by the officials. Looks like it's right, maybe just inside the 49, 48-yard line. Outside of the 48, it's going to be awfully close. I don't know.
Yeah, we're going to talk an inch, maybe even less, either way.
It's going to go either way by a link of a chain, that's for sure. He didn't get it.
Nope.
Second consecutive turnover on downs. Again, the Tiger defense hold. Continue to pitch a shutout against the Kingwood offense.
Michael, you weren't kidding about that. It was about the length of 1 inch of a chain. But I got to salute Kingwood for doing what they tried to do. Instead of going right down the middle, which is what Katy thought they were going to do, they tried to sweep it over a little bit to the right, and they came up short.
Tigers take over from their own 48-yard line. On to delay. Kyle Porter with a huge hole up the middle. Out to the open field. He is tripped up. Alana Lua with a fingertip. Trips up Kyle Porter. He takes it down to the 39-yard line. 13 yards for Porter, gives them 75 for the first half. To go along with the 2 touchdowns, he's had a magnificent first half for the Tigers. 7 first downs for Katy so far. And Gula in motion. Handoff Kyle Williams, the fullback. A couple of more yards down to the 38.
It's good to see Katy starting to utilize the fullback position more. They did so a few years back, and they had great success with it. And now with the departure of Rodney Anderson, I think they're going to have to open up the offense a little bit more than they have in the past. But having Kyle Porter back there is a big plus as well, even with opening it up.
2nd and 7. Dominic Hudson checks in as a receiver. He goes in motion, and here's the handoff right up the middle. Porter stopped at the 34, 3 more yards for the senior Kyle Porter. Brings up the 4th third down of the evening for Katy. They are 1 for 3. Since the incoming freshman class from all the way back in 1991, every graduating class at Katy High School has played in at least one state championship game.
That's incredible.
That's pretty staggering.
I don't know of any other school in Texas that can make that claim.
3rd and 5. Pistol look for Doron in the offense. Screen pass. A little hop and a skip by Kyle Porter. Breaks a tackle, gets a first down.
And once again, there's that ability for Kyle to look downfield and be able to read and know where he needs to go. He was focused on blockers, and he knew that that first down marker was right there to his right. And the result of the play, first down.
Broke the initial contact from Trent Erickson. Got the first down, his first reception of 2015. Kyle Porter caught 24 passes last year, 299 yards and 5 touchdowns. Here's Kevon Copeland. Kevon Copeland with his hand on the ground, learning those bear crawl drills in the offseason. Has taken down to the 12-yard line, 15 yards. Screen pass on his first carry of the night. Hop and a skip by Kyle Porter, breaks the tackle, gets a first down.
I know as a sophomore he had, and once again there's that time out on the field when you're having to split it between Anderson and Porter.
A lot of mop-up duty.
Yes.
Late in games. Sometimes for an entire second half. The lead was that drastic a lot of times for Katy last year. Keep it on the ground. Copeland right up the gut. Down to the 6.
But it's those mop-up duties when you're in the lower grades, freshman, sophomore, that really pay the benefits out when you're a junior or a senior because of all that experience that you're getting. And as Coach Joseph says and tells the Tiger players, you're only just one play away from starting.
Inside the final 3 minutes of the first half, 2nd down and 4. Tigers could get a first down if they can get it inside the 2. Kevon Copeland could have just gotten it down to the 2. They'll mark him short. Stopped him at the 3. 3rd and a yard.
We're seeing Copeland doing more power runs up the middle than we have seen Porter. Porter's been actually sweeping and going through tackles that have been opening holes for him, while Copeland is just pounding that middle line right there in front of him.
Doron leads the team to the line of scrimmage. He's been the quarterback ever since 2013's final game of the regular season against the Memorial Mustangs. Pitch to Porter. Touchdown. 3 for the first half. That Katy touchdown brought to you by Kane Island. And it's 22-0 Tigers.
And we thank Kane Island again. They're our touchdown sponsor.
So you give Copeland a little bit of a taste. Porter gets the touchdown. Perez out for the point after. Missed a field goal earlier here in the first half. He knocks the extra point through. And with exactly 2 minutes remaining in the first half, it's the Katy Tigers 23 and the Kingwood Mustangs nothing. Back after this here on TexanLive.com. Eight-play, 48-yard drive, taking 4 minutes and 6 seconds off the second quarter clock. Third touchdown run of the half for Kyle Porter. Extra point by Perez. Good. 23-0 Katy. They won this game last year 31-0. We have exactly 2 minutes remaining in the first half here at Rhodes Stadium. Michael Silvers, Brent Hallmark, Burt Brocker, our entire crew, ushering a new era broadcast coverage inside the Katy Independent School District. Alana Lua takes it from the 5. Alana Lua high steps across the 40. Still on his feet. And Shewu Alana Lua with an excellent return out to the 47-yard line of 42 yards. Maybe that will help spring Kingwood offense into motion.
Takes it from the
5. Points before the conclusion of the first half.
Alana Lua's high steps across the 40. Still on his feet, and Shewu Alana Lua.
But Texan Live will be actually giving footage from all over the city of the Houston. As of Friday, September 10th, from 11 to midnight on Fox Sports Southwest, we actually will have a Houston High School wrap-up show brought to you by TexanDrive.com. This is going to be nothing but plays from out of the Houston Metroplex. We're very fortunate, Mr. Howard Chin from Channel 26, and he'll come on mic here in just a little bit. We also are going to have Ted Johnson from CBS Radio and Courtney
Former
Madden.
Patriot.
Yep, 3-time Super Bowl champ, Teddy J. And Courtney Madden, TexanLive.com. And Courtney and Howard will be joining us here in just a little bit at halftime, talk a little bit more about that show and about what's going on, and couldn't be more excited to bring in a new era to Houston, because right now Fox Sports has their Friday night show for the state of Texas, but we're actually going to bring you the great plays out of the Houston area, so really looking forward to that.
It's an undertaking that's well-deserved and well-needed, really, in the Houston area. And you're only as good as what you have out in the field.
Well, Fox Sports Southwest does so much for high school sports,
but they can't concentrate. That's the issue, is that Texas is so big. To have something devoted to one particular region is fabulous, as Trudell overshoots his intended target, Chase Evans, on first down. Turns over to second down here. Late in the second quarter, a 23-0 Katy lead.
Well, and the Katy Tigers definitely will be a big part of that this year. As you said, they're number 2, number 3, depending on where you have rankings. But, you know, like I said in our interview with Coach, it's just he comes down to each game. You know, he wants a victory at the end of the night in every game. And as he said to us, he wants that last victory, state championship again this year.
Second down and 10 from the 46. Trudell out of the shotgun. Slings it right into the hands of DC Blades. The interception and the return back to Mustang territory. He's dropped at the 43-yard line.
Slings it right into the hands of DC Blades.
Safety, and now DC Blades in on the fun from a defensive standpoint with his first interception of the season. And Katy back in business. They'll start on the Kingwood 43.
I'm going to hand the headset off here to Mr. Howard Chin, and he'll talk a little bit more with the show.
Joined now by Howard Chen,
What's up, man?
How you doing, sir?
Not bad. Just kind of checking out this game. Really excited for high school football season to kick off. And, you know, honestly, I had an appointment with a friend at Rudy's Barbecue, and I ended up choosing this game over Rudy's Barbecue. That's how important this game is to me.
Tigers begin with a handoff. Copeland stopped for a 2-yard loss. Well, I know, just doing my own research, you spent a lot of time at CSN Houston covering local sports, high schools included.
Yeah, that I did. I covered the Rockets, covered the Astros in the past, but definitely have a huge interest in the high school area. So this opportunity I have right here to help TexanLive.com for this show, high school wrap-up football show brought to you by TexanDrive.com. It's a great opportunity to really give the Houston area a recap show, a place where they can watch all the action for an hour. Kind of something similar in my mind to what CSN Houston had, because they had a pretty comprehensive high school football show too, but now that CSN Houston is no longer around, I think this show on Fox Sports Southwest should be pretty good.
3rd down and 4 for the Tigers as we approach the 1-minute mark remaining in quarter number 2. They lead 23-0. Doron, quick strike. Mullins again. That is his 5th reception of the first half, down to the 30 for a 7-yard pass play. And what exactly will you be doing? Are you going to be a jack of all trades, or are you going around the city? What exactly will be your responsibility on the Friday night show?
Well, my responsibility is going to be as the in-studio host with Ted Johnson, obviously 3-time Super Bowl champ with the Patriots. He can offer his insight. So we'll offer the highlights, kind of recap the night, and Courtney Madden, she'll be outstanding as our field reporter, and she'll be also looking at the social media, seeing what is trending out there for the hashtag Texas High School Football, all over Twitter, all over Facebook. She's going to be all over it.
Penalty marker down at the 35-yard line. This appears to be on Katy for a false start.
Well, it's really exciting, man, because, you know, I worked with Ted Johnson before over at Sports Radio 610. I'm still there hosting shows on Sundays, the Sunday Brunch with Sean Bajani. And, you know, he also came in periodically to CSN Houston to serve as an analyst for our Texans coverage. So working alongside him, I mean, you couldn't have a nicer guy. I mean, he has that pedigree that he has, but he is a tremendously nice individual. So he and I, even though we are a huge difference in size, I mean, he has some serious heart, and I'm looking forward to working with him.
Yeah, and from an analyst standpoint, it really helps to have played the game and to have a pedigree of 3 Super Bowl rings to be able to analyze football in a way that not a lot of people can.
And, you know, like, in Houston, they have so much Division I talent on the field. It seems like every single playmaker during this first half, they have Division I offers or they've committed to a Division I school. So Ted kind of knows what these guys have in store for the future. So that's some insight that's unique.
From the 35, a deep pass by Doron. Cut. Touchdown. J.C. Angulo. 35-yard bomb. And the Tigers back in the end zone yet again.
That's unique. From
Katy
the 35, a deep pass
so
by
far.
Doron. Caught.
Doing it on the ground,
Touchdown.
there through the air.
J.C. Angulo.
Touchdown brought to you, as always, by Cane Island. Chris Perez out to tack on the extra point yet again. And through just about 6 quarters of football, dating back to the start of the 2014 season, it is now 61-0 Katy with their 30-point edge with 37 seconds to go until halftime.
Hey, it's Bert.
And Jamie. During our summer clearance event, we need to move our 2015s.
And you can count on a big selection.
A team dedicated to treating you better and low prices.
Like new Sierra Cruise discounted $12,400. That's right, folks. That's over 31%. And we have hundreds to choose from. Or a new Acadia for $299 a month.
Thanks for making us one of the fastest growing dealerships in the nation.
Texan Buick GMC, located Highway 59 in Will Clayton. Or shop 24/7. TexanDrive.com. We treat you better.
Back here at Rhodes Stadium, our conversation continuing with Howard Chen. You can hear him on Sunday mornings on Sports Radio 610. You can also see him on the brand new Houston Area High School Review Show. What's the official title?
It's the Houston High School Football Wrap-Up Show.
Wrap-Up Show.
Brought to you by TexanDrive.com.
And that begins on September 10th.
Yep, really looking forward to it, man. But really, the whole thing starts tonight, huh?
Sure does. And this Katy Tigers offense and defense have looked really well. The one hop played by Carlos Villarreal, and he takes a shot at the 20.
Yep, really looking forward to
coming.
it, man. But
August
really,
27th.
the whole thing starts tonight, huh?
I
sure
think
does.
we couldn't have gotten here any sooner
And
for the
this
Katy
Katy
Tigers
Tiger-
after what happened in late December at AT&T Stadium. Defense have looked really well. The one hop played after winning by Carlos Villarreal 12 to see it evaporate in the second half in both 2013 and 2014. And not only to try to begin their quest for 8 yet again, but to know that they don't have to travel to Dallas or Arlington this year should they be so fortunate to get back to the state final.
Absolutely. That should serve as even more motivation for teams around the area to make it all the way. Because if they can play in front of their home fans here in Houston, I mean, that's fantastic.
Kingwood begin with a run with Griffin Lay out to the 25. Gain of 4. That could very well do it for the first half. Mustangs will head back to the locker room, licking their wounds after being shut out here in the first half 30-0. Tigers will get back into the locker room and figure out a way to put some more points on the board, what to change, what adjustments to make in advance of the second half. Teams will head to the locker room. 30-0 is the score as the Katy Tigers have a comfortable lead through 24 minutes over the Kingwood Mustangs. Howard, keep you here for a minute. Just your overall perspective on the landscape of Houston Area High School football. Region 3, got a little bit of Region 2. You know, Katy's always going to be a threat. It's always their region to lose, especially in Division 2. Division 1, Cy Ranch snuck up on everybody, got to the final, lost to Allen. I don't know if anybody would have been able to beat Allen last year or even the last 3 years. But Division 1 seems to always be the question mark. Who's going to be the team, Region 3, Division 1, that's going to get through the region, become its representative, perhaps win a state semifinal, get to the state final? It was Cy Ranch last year. Do they have what it takes to get back? Or who's going to challenge for that Division 1 regional title?
Yeah, no, I think it's really interesting when you look at what teams around the area are going to really challenge for the state championship. I think you said it. I mean, Katy, they're going to be a team. Obviously, it seems like they're there every single year. But the other team that I really want to watch is Manville. Because Katy obviously ended Manville's run last season, and Manville's extra hungry, the last 2 years.
And dominating fashion. These weren't close games.
Exactly. And Manville does have the talent, and they have 14 kids with Division I offers, including 2 at quarterback, which really boggles my mind because the backup, who doesn't really play, Kyle Trask, is a commit to Florida, which is crazy. But so Manville has crazy talent. They're obviously hungry to get over the hump. They recognize that Katy is that hump. They are that standard. So I think those are the 2 teams that I'm really looking for, Katy and Manville in particular.
Manville begin tomorrow against Westfield, who for the first time since 2004 have a new head coach. Kept it in the family, from Corby Meekins to Matt Meekins. What do we know about Westfield and what they'll try to do? Because they're going to try to go in tomorrow and avenge a loss that they took at the hands of Manville last year.
You know, Westfield is not short on talent either. That's a game that I want to go to tomorrow night. That's the game that I've highlighted myself on my personal radar. I mean, yes, I want to see Manville, but Westfield is a good matchup, is a good test to start the year. And teams, when they start the season, they're not in tip-top shape. So is there a possibility for an upset, even though it's mighty Manville? Absolutely.
What about a team like North Shore? You know, they were a perennial powerhouse. They've come and gone. They've had some up and down years, but it seems like things are looking up. Micaiah Long is going to be back for his senior season.
I think that's going to be one of the keys for North Shores. They have to minimize the mistakes. They have the talent, but, you know, Micaiah Long, I mean, he is the quarterback. He is talented, but he's probably more of a prospect at linebacker on the other end of the ball. If he can control, I guess, make the right decisions from that quarterback position, it would help North Shore a lot because they do have talent, but they have had their ups and downs, like you said.
Who in this district, 19-6A, Is Cinco Ranch the prime candidate to knock off Katy at this moment? If you had to pick a team out of this district that could knock them off, would it be Cinco Ranch or would it be a Seven Lakes who's had some good years recently?
Definitely those two teams are interesting. I mean, it's hard to say that they are I don't want to knock on those schools, but until somebody legitimately, until it happens, I mean, Katy is king in my book. But those two teams have made some strides over the last few years, played some close games with Katy. So, it could happen. I just still think Katy is the standard for a reason.
It's the Houston High School football wrap-up show, brought to you by Texan Drive. It all gets underway September 10th on Fox Sports Southwest. It'll be hosted by Howard Chen, who's off to my left, and Ted Johnson. Courtney Madden will be alongside, checking off the social media. Full hour of extensive high school highlights from around the greater Houston area that you can see statewide on Fox Sports Southwest. Howard, thanks for stopping by.
Hey, no problem, man. It was great.
Best of luck to you. Howard Chen of Texan Live, Fox 26, and of course Sports Radio 610. Our halftime coverage will continue in just a moment. It is 30-0 Katy here on TexanLive.com.
Ladies and gentlemen, presenting the pride of Kingwood, the mighty Mustang Military Marching Band. Tonight the band performs intricate precision drills to traditional march music as they continue the rich heritage of American military bands. Drum majors Warren Alsobrook and Ashley Tubb lead the band onto the field as they perform Garland Entree March by Carl King and the Klaxon March by Henry Fillmore.
Allegiance to Macy Curtis. Tonight, the brigade would like to dedicate this performance to Stepping Out With My Baby to all their parents as they perform with the dads. And her mother, Michelle Kuzaric, and family friend, Jeff Holstein. Spirit chairperson, Nisa Hernandez, and her mother, Cecilia Sanchez, and her dad, Oswaldo Hernandez. Lieutenant Caitlin Simmons, and her parents, April and John Simmons. Major, Haley Thomas, and her parents, Paula and Johnny Craig, and Sydney and Alan Thomas. Amy McPherson, and her parents, Jerry and Joey McPherson. Colonel Mina McDaniel, and her parents, Lacey and Robert McDaniel. Lieutenant Colonel Michelle Noonan, and their parents, Gina and Robert Noonan. Lieutenant Amanda Stewart, and her parents, Tang and Carrie Stewart. Spirit chairperson, Emily Garcia, and her parents, Maria and Jose Garcia. Abigail Riviera, and her parents, Jennifer and Joshua Crookston. Jordan Press, and her parents, Melissa and James Press. President, Cheyenne Rosemont, and her parents, Brooke and Jeff Doreen. Head manager, Jenna Baden, and her parents, April and Vince Baden. The Katy High School People Brigade Dance Team. Bradley Fowler with parents, Jason and Brenda Wilson. Jason Baltazar and parents, Jose and Carmen Baltazar. Cooper Barrett and parents, Brooks and Lisa Barrett. Natalie Ballinger and mother, Lisa Ballinger. Zachary Burdett and parents, Billy and April Burdett. Sarah Cano and parents, Eduardo and Amanda Cano. Taylor Carroll and parents, Lynn Carroll and Shelley Martin. Rodrigo Cespedes and parents, Ima and Patricia Cespedes. Brian Christiansen and his parents, Wade and Kathleen Christiansen. Jordan Davis and parents, Scott and Stephanie Davis. Todd Dominguez and parents, Chris and Allison Dominguez. Michaela DuPont parents, Julie and Mike Big Daddy DuPont. Darren Gibson parents, Chris and Stacey Gage. Joanna Grant parents, Scott and Brooke Grant. Casey Heidecker parents, Mark and Priscilla Heidstadt. Carly Holmes parents, Joe and Pam Holmes. Kristen Urick parents, Carrie and Carla Urick. Jamie and Sarah parents, Chris and Lorraine Istran. Carlos Bouvier parents, Carlos, Elizabeth, Rebecca, and Eloy Leva. Amanda Love parents, Roderick and Leanne Champion. Justin Matthews' parents, Joe and Susie Matthews. Allison McClellan's parents, John and Stephen McClellan. Jason McCoy and parents, Stacey and Latanya McCoy. Brittany Venerado and parents, Christian and Amelia Anna Melendez parents, Jose and Maria Melendez. Denise Messa and parents, Tony and Amar Messa and Michelle. Taylor Mims and parents, Jesse Black and Eric. Julian Bulchek and parents, Abby and Christian Bulchek. Brandon Morales and parents, Ruben and Raquel Morales. Jason Orr's parents, Wayne and Melanie Da Silva. Joseph Ponder and parents, Joe and Michelle Ponder. Amanda Wachowski and parents, Ken and Edna Wachowski. Brooke Reynolds and parents, Andrea and Whitney Reynolds. Dalton Reynolds and mother, Jeanette Reynolds. Deanna Rodriguez's mom, Anna Diaz. Alexis Rodriguez's parents, Gregory and Lisa Fruno. Mitchell Ryan's parents, Mike and John Ryan. Rochelle Santilo and mother, Leah Santilo. Jeremy Smith and parents, Jeremy and Ginger Smith. Jason Strange and parents, Mike and Ruth Strange. Brinley Taylor and parents, Steve and Tammy Taylor. Devin Pellis and parents, Marin Irvin and April Navarro. Emily Thrower and parents, William and Marissa Thrower. Alex Trevino and parents, Marvin and Julie Trevino. Macy Vance and parents, John and Aaron Vance.
Hey, Harry-O. Harris.
Come enjoy the heart of Katy, Texas, one of the most delightful cities in the Lone Star State. The best part? It's a short drive from Houston and minutes from the Energy Corridor. With places to stay and places to play, anything you'd like to eat, and an old town charm that can't be beat. Activities and fun for the entire family. Enjoy the best of both worlds in the City of Champions, Katy, Texas. For more information, go to cityofkaty.com.
And we welcome you back to Rhodes Stadium. We are complete with 24 minutes, 2 quarters in the books. The Katy Tigers have a very comfortable 30-0 lead over the Kingwood Mustangs with Brent Hallmark, Michael Silvers on hand. Glad to have you with us. The Katy Tigers are beginning their quest for 8 in some grand fashion. Brent, 30-0 after the first half.
Yeah, every team has been looking better than they expected. I know that Kingwood has really wanted to put more points on the board, and opportunities that they had have just fallen through for one reason or another. Katy's been looking good. Both teams look like you would expect them to in week 1.
Let's run down some halftime scores from around the area. It's a pretty light Thursday night in around Houston, and Brent's got some scores.
Yes, right now in the in Region 2, District 16, Kingwood's district, we have Pearland on top of College Park, 12-7, with 3:29 left in the first half. Where Katy's concerned in 19-6A. Maid Creek's taking on Cy Springs, and Cy Springs is up 23-6 with 4:07 left in the first half. We also, in an area game, Stratford is beating Memorial right now 20-7 with 6:53 left in the first half.
Big rivalry game. Of course, they play in different classifications now. Stratford a 5A program. It's been that way even before the change in nomenclature, with Memorial the larger of the two schools. So it's 30-0 Katy over Kingwood. Let's run down the first half statistics. For the Katy Tigers, 106 yards on the ground, 152 yards passing for Garrett Doran with a touchdown and an interception. For 258 total yards of offense for the Tigers in the first half. They picked up 11 first downs. They were 3 for 7 on third downs. Had one missed field goal by Chris Perez. They were penalized 4 times for 40 yards. For the Kingwood Mustangs, 50 yards rushing, 25 yards passing for Dawson Trudell. On 2 of 7 through the air, he has thrown an interception, 75 yards of total offense for the Mustangs in the first 24 minutes. 4 first downs, the Mustangs 0 for 5 on third downs. They were 1 for 4 on fourth downs with 2 turnovers on downs, 1 penalty for 3 yards, and Kingwood will give the ball to Katy to start the second half.
What Kingwood needs to do is they need to do a few things. Number 1, take advantage of everything that is handed to them that Katy makes mistakes on. They've got to focus on making their own plays at the same time, making their own things happen.
DC Blades with a seam right up the middle across the 30, over the 30 to the 32. Check that. That wasn't 29, but that was number 28, Kadarius Page, on the return to the 32-yard line.
Where Katy is concerned, what Katy needs to focus in on the second half is exactly what Coach Joseph has said in interviews prior to the game, is discipline and focus. We've had some penalties that have been on Katy, and they've been penalties that should not have happened.
Tigers will begin from their own 33-yard line, begin full steam ahead with Kyle Porter, and he is chopped down on the edge by Nolan Powell, the sophomore free safety. Only sophomore in the starting lineup for Kingwood on either side of the ball, a 2-yard gain for Kyle Porter. He had 80 yards rushing on 12 carries in the first half and 3 touchdowns for the Tigers. Second down and 8 from the 36. A little skip, and Porter right up the gut over the 40 to the 42. Gain of 6 more yards. It's third down and short.
And again, Porter let that play develop on its own. He let the guards open up the hole that he just went right straight through.
Third down and a yard as the Tigers break the huddle with 20 on the play clock. Dominic Hudson checks in as the lone receiver to the bottom of your screen. Trey Turner in motion. He'll set up as a wing right. On the handoff, Porter knocked right back at the line of scrimmage. Forward progress stopped at the 44. Should be enough for a first down and a late flag thrown by the back judge.
I think we're going to see unsportsmanlike penalty coming up.
Porter comes up a little hobbling right now, walking towards the Katy sideline. Billy Epley is our head official tonight. Looked like he had enough for the first down, but barely across the first down stick. Maybe tack on 15 more on Kingwood.
Personal foul on the defense, number 2, 15-yard penalty.
Josh Slayton called for the personal foul.
I know emotions are running high during this week 1 kickoff, but you still got to maintain focus. You got to remember what you're out there, what your job is, and you got to remember whatever you do affects your team.
Mullins lines up, top of your screen. Angulo with the touchdown catch back in the first half. The other receiver, and on the play action, Doron in trouble, throws it away. Footsteps from an on-rushing Spencer Goodman. Also Dylan Shotwell bringing the heat on the senior quarterback Garrett Doron. It'll be second down and 10 after the incomplete pass. Doron now 9 of 13 for 152 yards, a touchdown, and an interception.
Doron acted very well. It looked like there was a coverage error on the part of the Katy line, and he did what he had to do to protect the ball.
Tigers will scrimmage from the Kingwood 41 on second down and 10. A spread formation pistol look. Doron with the quick pass this side. It's complete to Mullins. Mullins has had a big opening night. Forced out of bounds by Nolan Powell at the Mustang 29-yard line. $12 yards. And Mullins, 111 receiving yards on 6 receptions tonight. Play action, and Doron escapes a sack, lowers his shoulder. It's hit by Spencer Goodman. He salvages a couple of yards. It's going to be an end result of a loss of 3 back to the 32, but it could have been a lot worse.
Yes, definitely. He was being put under pressure about 10 yards back, and he was able to get out of it, but there was no blocking for him as he went down, and he took a 3-yard loss.
Doron last year just passed for slightly under 1,600 yards, 23 touchdowns, 11 interceptions. Second down, 13 from the 32 on the ground. Counter play, it's positive yards. Trey Turner on the run. Trent Erickson comes in to make the tackle. Gain of 4, it's 3rd and long. Third down, excuse me, Brent.
This is where it comes down to receivers and running backs are going to have to step up, make sure that they get that at least that first down.
Hudson and Mullins, the receivers, to the bottom of your screen on 3rd down and 9, and a timeout. Taken by Katy, that timeout brought to you by Kane Island. We'll step aside. 30-0 Tigers on TexanLive.com.
Cerna is a local family-owned business located right on Will Clayton and a one-stop shop for your home, auto, liability, and business insurance needs. Please stop in or give us a call at 281-812-9775. We're also proud to support all of the Humble ISD athletes.
Hey, it's Bert.
And Jamie. During our summer clearance event, we need to move our 2015s.
And you can count on a big selection.
A team dedicated to treating you better and low prices.
You can get a new Jeep Grand Cherokee for just $389 a month. Or a new Jeep Wrangler discounted $5,000.
Thanks for making us one of the fastest growing dealerships in the nation.
Texan, Dodge, Chrysler, Jeep, and Ram located at 59 in Will Clayton. Or shop 24/7. TexanDrive.com. We treat you better.
Third down and 9 with 8:37 remaining in the third quarter. 30-0 Katy. High formation, twin set of receivers to the right. Play action, Doron under pressure, and down he goes. Thrown down back at the 35-yard line by Matthew Shelby, the senior defensive tackle. Protection broke down off the offensive line of the Tigers, and Shelby made him pay.
Yes, the Kingwood D-line just read that perfectly of where the ball was going to go. And not only
pressure, down he goes.
They were able to just blow away that offensive line of Katy. This is part of the advantages I've been talking about, what Kingwood needs to do.
Katy will kick it away for the second time. Vasquez out. His first punt went 48 yards. He drills this one high up into the air, and Alana Lua makes a fair catch at the 15-yard line. 20-yard punt by Vasquez, and the Kingwood Mustang offense will come back out on the field for the first time, though, here in the second half. We'll see what adjustments they've made. Barry Campbell, the head coach, also is the offensive coordinator for the Mustang club. Kingwood will begin from their own 16-yard line. Lead not so much insurmountable, maybe to a lesser team, but this is a Katy Tiger team that doesn't give up 30-point leads and not expect to score any more points either. Get out of the eye with Trudell, the quarterback. On the draw play, it'll be Griffin Lay. Gets a hole off guard left, breaks a tackle, scoots over the 30. Tackled out at the 33-yard line. Good start, 17-yard pickup for Griffin Lay, who now has 66 yards on 7 rushes here tonight at Road Stadium, and that is the 5th first down of the night for the Mustangs.
And Lay did a good job of reading exactly where he needed to go to avoid more congested areas and great spin-offs in order to get the first down.
Trudell on the play fake. Waggles to his right, under pressure, and instead of trying to throw it away to save field position, he runs out of bounds. In on the pursuit, Braden Boyd and Giovanni Stewart. He does get back to the line of scrimmage, but he absorbs punishment for doing so. Actually, it's going to be a loss back to the 32. So a 2-yard loss, and a junior needs to make a better decision and throw the ball away.
Yeah, it would have been better if he would have thrown the ball away. He couldn't keep it down in play because if you look downfield, anybody who was eligible as a receiver was being covered closely by one of the Katy secondary.
Second down and 12. Back on the ground with Lay. Breaks a tackle. Across the 40. He's got a first down. And instead of just taking a little shot outside, he lowers a little lumber into DC Blades. Out to the 46-yard line, a 14-yard run and a first down.
Impressive run, because at first it looked like that Katy was going to have him behind the line of scrimmage, but he was able to shake off that tackle and then shake off another one before crossing over and making the first down.
Chase Evans in the lineup, receiver split out. Position to the bottom of your screen on first down and 10. Draw play, Alana Lua getting his first carry of the night. And Shewu Alana Lua takes it down into Katy territory to the 45-yard line. 9 yards for Alana Lua, who last year rushed the ball 65 times for 433 yards and 5 touchdowns. had 77 yards on 19 rushes in this game last year, a 3-year letterman who's committed to TCU. Second down and a yard, and Trudell lost the snap from the center exchange from his senior center, William Foulbaum. Looks like he was able to pounce back on it, though.
You've got both sides saying they have it. No official word yet.
No decision yet. They're still talking about it. Katy says it's theirs. From this vantage point, it seemed that Trudell was able to pounce back on it, but he did.
They're saying it's Katy's.
Good matriculating drive ends in a giveaway. And that's just a killer, you know. You're getting first downs. You've developed a recipe that's worked the ball upfield, then downfield into Katy territory, all to see it go for naught with a fumble.
And it's one of those plays that when you're responsible for the fumble, you just relive it over and over in your mind. What if, what if, what if?
Tigers take over with 5:57 remaining. Quarter number 3 and a 30-0 lead. They begin from the 45, and Porter on first down races down the sideline and is out of bounds in Kingwood territory at the 28-yard line. 32 yards for Kyle Porter.
With Porter's ability to read the blocking schemes that are going on in front of him and able to avoid that here in week 1, can you imagine what he's going to be toward the end of the regular season?
He's going to bring it out. He's got a little bit of seam there. He's cut upfield.
Still
on his feet right there.
30, takes it across midfield.
Got one man to beat here.
Wilder will bring him. Copeland checks in, has the deep man out of the eye in the backfield, and he gets the call. Attacking off tackle right. Copeland is tackled at the 25-yard line, far side of the field as gains backfield, and he gets the call. Copeland had off tackle 22 yards on 3 carries in the first half. Gain 5 yards, gives him 27 yards on 4. Porter on this near side, sitting down on the bench. With all that pads, and it's kind of unseasonably cool for late August here in Houston, but still not, it's still pretty hot down there, even with the sun down. As Copeland gets the call again and dances his way down the middle of the field to the 19, give it the 18-yard line, 7 yards on that run for Copeland, and another Tiger first down, their 16th of the night. First down and 10, Turner shuffles in motion. 3-step drop, Doron fires to the end zone. Touchdown, Angulo. The second time those two have hooked up tonight. It's a 17-yard touchdown pass. Doron fires to the end zone. Touchdown, Angulo. The second time those two have they used to say about Chris Carter. All he did was catch touchdowns. Well, so far, Angulo, 2 receptions, 2 touchdowns. Perez adds the extra point. 37-0 Tigers with 4:29 remaining in the third quarter. This is TexanLive.com. Three-step drop, Doron fires to the end zone. Touchdown, Angulo. The second time those two have ready to kick it off. Get to the particulars of the scoring summary in just a second. High pooch kick. And a sliding catch by Lay. Took a hit downfield.
Boy, did he.
Michael Gomez with the tackle downfield. That was a 17-yard pass play. Doron to Angulo for the second time in consecutive scoring possessions. 4 plays, 46 yards on the drive, a minute 28 off the clock. Extra point by Perez was good. 4:27 remaining, and it's Katy 37 and Kingwood nothing. Kingwood begins from their own 27-yard line, had a fruitful drive. They were working the ball downfield before it resulted in a fumble on a poor center quarterback exchange. First down and a handoff. New back getting a taste is Damon Young in this second half. Young carried the ball just 2 times back in the first half for negative yardage. He's back to the line of scrimmage. Young last season rushed for 474 yards and a pair of touchdowns.
Now this drive for Kingwood's going to be interesting because now they feel that they've got something to prove. With that last touchdown from Doron to Santana, ranking at 37-0, Kingwood wants to get on the board, but they don't want to settle for a field goal. They want to get this touchdown.
Defensive penalty on the Tigers, it looked like. Didn't hear the announcement, but down marker says first down and 5, and back on the ground to Young. He loses yardage. His forward progress stopped at the 31-yard line. Patty Fisher leading the way from his middle linebacker spot. Second down.
Michael, what's interesting is from the last series when the Katy defense was on the field, you can actually see they've had some coaching. They made some adjustments where Kingwood was able to blow through and read coverage pretty well. They're tightening up and they're hitting the runners even before they can get 2 or 3 yards.
Pitch to Young, far side. Gets it in the open field, across midfield. Looking for a convoy of blockers. He is tackled by Keegan Oddie. He lost the football, but they're going to whistle him down by contact at the Katy 37-yard line. 37 yards. Pitch to Young, far side. Gets it in the open field, across midfield. Looking for a convoy of blockers. He is tackled by Keegan Oddie. He lost the football, but they're going to whistle him down. And at the 7th first down, picked up by the Mustangs tonight.
And he had the blocking in front of him and the blocking by the sides.
We're down to 3 minutes remaining, period number 3. Pitch to Lay. Looking for an opening, can't find it. He is tackled at the 35-yard line after a gain of 2.
Now the Katy defensive line just tightened up over there where he was over there sweeping over toward the right, and there was just nowhere for him to go.
They're working on a 100-yard night. He's got 82 rushing yards on 9 carries. Of course, a big goal right now would be for Kingwood to avoid a shutout. They were shut out in this game last year on home field. Back at Turner Stadium up in Humble, 31-0. From the shotgun, here's a reverse. Did not fool the Tigers, but a broken tackle. Eric Hammersmith lowers his shoulder on this near side. Absorbs a hit from Colin Wilder, takes it down to inside the 30, gives him 6 to the 29. Third down and short forthcoming for Kingwood.
If it wasn't for that broken tackle, Kingwood would be looking at about a 10-yard deficit just to get back to the line of scrimmage, as opposed to having it third and 8. I mean, 3rd and 2. They get an 8-yard gain on that play.
3rd and 2. 2 tight ends in the lineup. Load setback is Lay. On the delay, he is tripped up in the backfield. Good play by Giovanni Stewart, who 2 years ago in the state championship game returned a fumble all the way back for a touchdown. Stewart at the time was in the secondary. Last year converted in as a linebacker, remains in the linebacking core to start 2015. Play results in a loss of 2. Offense stays on the field from Kingwood. What do they dial up here on 4th and 4?
Well, the Katy fans are on their feet right now. They want to see a stop by the Katy defense.
They need 4 to continue this drive. Shotgun for Trudell. Keeper for Trudell off the play fake. That was slow developing, and he pays the price.
I actually think there was more of a miscommunication there between the two of them, and Trudell just had to take it and do what he could with it just to try to make something happen.
3rd turnover on downs. And the Tiger offense takes over with 1:29 remaining in the 3rd quarter and a 37-point lead. Doron remains at the quarterback's position. And off tackle left, Copeland to the 35 for a pair. Nope. Doron remains at the quarterback's position. Darius Page, my mistake. And off tackle left, Copeland. So Page gets his first carry of the evening. And we have an injured Mustang, so we'll step aside. 1:12 remaining here in quarter number 3, 37-0 Katy.
Hey, it's Bert.
And Jamie. During our summer clearance event, we need to move our 2015s.
And you can count on a big selection.
A team dedicated to treating you better and low prices.
Like new Sierra Cruise discounted $12,400. That's right, folks. That's over 31%. And we have hundreds to choose from. Or a new Acadia for $299 a month.
Thanks for making us one of the fastest growing dealerships in the nation.
Texan Buick GMC, located Highway 59 in Will Clayton. Or shop 24/7, TexanDrive.com. We treat you better.
Second down after the injury. Doron under center takes the snap and he hands it off. Kadarius Page. Page out to the 39-yard line. A rumble of 4 yards. Kadarius Page, a junior. Boy, could he be a 1-2 punch with Kevon Copeland next year. A little far away, but they're both juniors and they can pack a powerful 1-2 punch in the future.
And we saw a little taste of that toward the end of last season when they were being used in, as you said, mop-up time periods and during the regular season.
3rd down and 2. 3-step drop, quick pass is in and out of the hands.
We also have a flag on the play.
Pass was intended for Dominic Hudson, penalty marker down. Next up for Katy, they are on the road taking on the Travis Tigers from Fort Bend ISD. That's next Friday, while Kingwood will play host to Klein Collins next Friday night at Turner Stadium.
5 men in the backfield.
Legal formation, but the penalty declined. 4th down, punt team out for the Tigers. .20 seconds remaining in the 3rd quarter. Alana Lewis stands at his 26-yard line. Vasquez for punt number 3. Beautiful kick.
Absolutely.
Alana Lewis forced to watch it bounce. And it rolls down inside the 5 to the 4. Can't script a better kick. 56 yards on that punt by Vasquez.
Vasquez must have ice water in his veins because he definitely had people coming after him. The blocking schemes were there, but yet he just took his time, and the results paid off.
Kingwood forced to run one more play. When they were this deep before, Trudell was sacked in the end zone for a safety. The first points on the board by either team, and well, the first points on the board by the Katy Tigers. The Kingwood Mustangs, 7 quarters now, unless they can score on the 96-yard play, will be shut out in 7 consecutive quarters by the Katy Tigers. Griffin Lay out to the 10-yard line. Gain of 6, and that concludes the third quarter with the score. The Katy Tigers 37, the Kingwood Mustangs nothing. Stay tuned. Fourth quarter comes your way next here on TexanLive.com.
Come enjoy the heart of Katy, Texas, one of the most delightful cities in the Lone Star State. The best part? It's a short drive from Houston and minutes from the Energy Corridor. With places to stay and places to play. Anything you'd like to eat, and an old town charm that can't be beat. Activities and fun for the entire family. Enjoy the best of both worlds in the City of Champions, Katy, Texas. For more information, go to cityofkaty.com.
Alongside Brent Hallmark and our entire Texan Live crew, Michael Silvers here from Rhodes Stadium. Start of the fourth quarter, 37-0 Katy. Kingwood will scrimmage from their own 9-yard line, 2nd down and 5. I formation in the backfield. Griffin Lay in as the tailback. Right up the gut. And it is Lay, very close to the first down marker at the 14. That's enough for the first down. Lay inching closer to breaking the 100-yard mark on his night.
And there's been many times and many good running backs have not been able to do that against this Katy defense.
As an offer does Lay from Southeast Missouri State. First team all-district last year, a 3-year letterman. And so on first down and 10, Trudell will fire on the run over the head of a leaping Ellis Eckberg, tight end, senior for this Mustang offense. That's the first pass attempt by Trudell here in the second half. He is 2 for 8, 25 yards and an interception. Incompletion forces 2nd down and 10. Whistles and flags.
I think we might have a delay of game coming.
Play clock is set now at 0.
Delay game on the offense. 5-yard penalty. 2nd down.
The Mustangs did not need that penalty. That is something you definitely want to avoid, is those senseless penalties.
They've stubbed their toe a handful of times here tonight. Chalk it up to week 1. Chalk it up to playing a team like the Katy Tigers. On the road, no less. Trudell hands it off. Damon Young. Looks like he was just stopped short of the original line of scrimmage. Again, Trudell hands it off. Damon Young. 3rd down and long for Kingwood. They have been held to 0 for 6 on 3rd down efficiency tonight. They'll need to get to the 24 for a 1st down. Straight drop back, Trudell tries to set up a screen. It's tipped up in the air. Just could never get it set up. They couldn't get Young out of the backfield. Tiger defense had that one well scouted. The pass falls incomplete. It's 4th down.
With the field position upon the punt, Katy should be in a pretty good spot to score next. It would not surprise me if Katy didn't start bringing in its 2nd string, get them a little bit of playing time and experience.
Looking down on the near sideline, Doron's helmet is off. You wonder if his night is done. Garcia punts it away, taken by J.R. Blades at the 47-yard line. Right side back into Mustang territory, over the 30 and taken out of bounds by Josh Slayton. And a penalty marker flies. And so too did the helmet of J.R. Blades.
Again, this is going to be one of those penalties on Kingwood. It's going to be one of those senseless penalties that are going to come back to bite them.
And this has not been just a one-time occurrence for young Josh Slayton. He's been called for an earlier personal foul. This one, he almost just basically ripped off Blades' head.
Yeah, and you know that they've got intensity right now. They're excited with it being week 1. They're excited to finally get back there and start playing ball, but you've got to be disciplined on this. Otherwise, you're going to hurt your team. And as the juniors,
face mask on white, number 9. Penalty marked.
Well, they call it on number 9, but it looked like,
1st down.
you're talking the kicker? Maybe so, but it seemed like it was more Josh Slayton who, with the leaping tackle of J.R. Blades.
And it looked like it was out of bounds. But where all these senseless penalties are coming from, yeah, you know the juniors, remember though, it was one game that kept them out of the playoffs last year.
Tigers begin on the 14-yard line, handoff as Doron and the first team back out on the field, back to work. Gain of 6. Copeland on that run. $37-0 Tigers, 9:50 remaining tonight here at Rhodes Stadium. Back on the ground, Copeland down to the 4. Fell down right in front of Connor Gregerson. Pickup of 5, it's 3rd and 1. Tigers 4 of 10 on 3rd downs tonight. They'll scrimmage from the Kingwood 5, needing just a yard. Copeland, the deep man out of the I formation backfield. He gets the call. Copeland, off tackle left, touchdown. His first of the season. And the Tigers have broken 40.
And again, that's another Cane Island touchdown. Our touchdown sponsors for tonight, and we really appreciate that.
This time it's Alex Dupre with the extra point. And it's no good. So the score remains. The Katy Tigers 43, the Kingwood Mustangs nothing, 9:12 remaining in tonight's game at Road Stadium, and this is TexanLive.com. Five-yard touchdown run by Kevon Copeland. Three-play, 14-yard drive, 1:13 off the fourth quarter clock. Alex Dupre on to tack on the extra point. He pushed it wide right. 9:12 remaining in tonight's game. It's 43-0 Katy.
What wouldn't surprise me now if we start seeing the first string of Katy come out on both sides. We might see a few of the captains stay in to lead the second stringers. But this is where Coach Joseph says it's really important to establish depth and give that second string and the experience to do so.
And that was one of the main things he talked to us about down the field before the game was he felt this team lacked depth. What better way to try to establish it, as you mentioned, than with a 43-point lead as Griffin Lay takes the kickoff out to the 30-yard line. But when you have these types of games, when you've got a big lead, that's how you establish depth. I mean, you look at the scores that the Katy Tigers usually have during a regular season. They're putting 60 on teams quite a bit. Sometimes they'll play the better half of a second half with the depth of players. That's how you establish the depth, as you mentioned, is when the first team can do something like this.
And that's how they are able to go through the playoffs, especially if a man goes down. Because the person that steps up has the experience that they've gotten in the regular season in order to do it.
Kingwood begins from the 30. Trudell will throw. A couple of looks. Protection breaks down. He throws it away. Coming in from behind, Michael Mattis. So the first team defense still out there.
He was being rushed pretty hard, but Trudell really showed a lot of poise and focus in making sure that he didn't take a loss on that play, and that loss was coming.
Kingwood get Klein Collins next, then they're on the road on September 11th to take on Friendswood. Back home on the 17th against Eisenhower. Second down and 10 for Trudell. On the option play, the keeper by Trudell. Tackled around the collar by Braden Boyd. And talking with Gary Joseph before the game, that was another thing about Braden Boyd. He said he's coming in to a linebacking core as the new guy. He's just a junior. He's a little iffy right now in terms of where Gary Joseph might want him to be. But making plays like that, staying on the field throughout the duration of a game, not going to do anything to lose your spot that way.
Not at all. And again, it goes back to the experience factor that'll come in handy as we get to the end of the regular season and going into the playoffs.
Third down and 5. Trudell on the play fake is swallowed up in the backfield. Hunter Stinson, senior outside linebacker with his first sack of the season. It's a loss of 10 back to the 25.
Oh, and Stinson just had virtually a direct line to the quarterback. There was definitely a blown coverage error on Kingwood's part, and unfortunately Trudell had to pay the price for it.
So Garcia out for punt number 3. That one off the side of his foot. And the ball will be marked out of bounds at 43. 19-yard punt. And now the second team offense, or at least the second team quarterback, is out, and that's Rocky Emery, number 14, a 5'11", 150-pound junior. Doron's night is done. Doron threw 2 touchdown passes, an interception, 181 yards through the air. Kadarius Page on the handoff down to the 41. Pickup of 2.
And where Garrett Duron was in tonight, I think we saw a little bit of a different quarterback tonight than we did with him last year. He seemed to be a little bit more open. He was able to throw the ball further down. Accuracy was there. It's going to be interesting to see as we keep going on just how well he develops.
Second down, and again it's Page. Kadarius Page down to the 31-yard line. Give him 10 and a first down. The 18th of the night for Katy.
And of course, with this being week 1, all the coaches expect there's going to be things that they have to address, have to correct. They don't want to see, but they realize it's better to see it in week 1 than it is in week 10.
Gary Joseph in year number 32 at Katy High School. 12th season as the team's head coach. Pass play to the near side is whistled dead for a flag thrown on the far side of the field. Had stops at Luling, Brazosport, and Austin Westlake. Has a 3-4 record in state championship games. Wins over Pflugerville, Wiley, and Cedar Hill. Losses to Southlake Carroll, Cedar Hill twice, and Abilene.
You talk to the Katy boys, you'll find out they would not mind at all to have Cedar Hill back here in NRG Stadium in the 3rd week for a 4th time to even out the score.
Could very well happen. You wonder if Allen is as loaded as they were last 3 seasons when they had Kyler Murray at the controls. Carried by Page for no gain.
Yeah, that's going to be interesting to see that about Allen, because you just do not replace somebody like Murray.
No, you don't. That's a school, and I know it's not completely made up of young men, but that's a talent pool of 6,000 plus in its enrollment. You pretty much have your pick of the litter there if you're Trey Westerberg, the head coach. Second down, 15 to go. Handoff, and it's Trey Turner, their fullback, on the counter. He's dropped by Spencer Goodman at the 35, a gain of 1. Brings up a 3rd down here for the Tigers. So the Tigers get Fort Bend Travis next, and their biggest test in non-district before they begin district play on the 18th will come here at Rhodes Stadium against the Woodlands Highlanders, who handed them their only regular season loss last year. Then the second loss of the season came in the state final. Here's Emery throwing one deep down the left sideline, and it is bobbled and caught but out of bounds.
Yeah, I think he just did not have control of the ball when he did go out of bounds.
Grant Jackman couldn't get control before stepping out of bounds. It's 4th down. And so the offense will stay out on the field for now.
It's one of those, it's too close to punt, too far away for a field goal. So let's give the second stringers a chance to see what they can do in a pressure situation.
Jackman in motion to the top of your screen on 4th down and 15. Play clock got down to 0 and a delay of game will be called on Rocky Emery and the Tiger offense. That is their 8th penalty. And
5-yard penalty, 4th down.
I go back to that state semifinal game at NRG Stadium against Steele. One of the big reasons why the Tigers fell behind late in that game was overall you had 3 Garrett Doran interceptions. You also had 10 penalties. I think the penalties and the turnovers worked themselves out in the state final, but here you go, 8 penalties in game number 1 of a season here to start off 2015.
Well, the coaches will tell you penalties will lose you football games sure than anything.
Vasquez now out to punt and delivers one. That one bounce. JR Blades, it looked like it went off a Mustang first. You can't advance it anyway.
No.
But it did go off a Mustang, so the Tigers recover and will have it at the 8-yard line.
Yeah, they made the decision to go ahead and do a short punt, and it really paid off, bouncing off the Mustang. And now the Katy Tigers are within scoring position once again.
Second, I guess you can call that a fumble. That's 3 turnovers now by Kingwood. You call that a fumble on the muff punt, and then an interception by DC Blades off of Trudell. And Emery and the boys back to work. First down and goal from the Mustang 8 with a 43-0 lead. Handoff. Page is twisted down back at this 11-yard line.
I think there was a breakdown in coverage because Page had nobody that was in there blocking for him.
Looked like that was Itoro Nwoko, backup defensive lineman, who made the tackle, number 63 in white for Kingwood. Two tight ends in the lineup. And a pitch to Page. Darius Page, tackled at the 10, gets the yard back. Lua comes in from a safety spot, makes the tackle, and results in a 3rd down and long. 3rd down and goal from the 10. Clock inside 3:30 here at Rhodes Stadium in this 4th quarter. All Katy at 43-0. For all intents and purposes, it looks like they're going to pitch their 2nd consecutive shutout over Kingwood in consecutive seasons. Emery on the rollout, throws back corner of the end zone. Flag is down, pass overthrown intended for Jackman. Coverage supplied by Josh Slayton, who had 4 interceptions a year ago. Penalties, looks like penalty's going to be on the Tigers here as the field goal unit comes out.
We have illegal man downfield on the offense, number 66. That penalty is declined, 4th down.
Yeah, Cole Shannon got called being downfield when he shouldn't have been.
27-yard field goal attempt. And Perez, who missed from earlier, 46, angles this one through. 46-0 Tigers, 3:08 remaining at Rhodes Stadium. This is TexanLive.com. Alex Dupre to kick it off for the Tigers. They now lead 46-0 off a 27-yard field goal by Perez. Taken by Griffin Lade this kickoff. He works back towards the middle of the field and right outside the hash mark. He takes it over the 35 to the 37-yard line with 3:01 remaining in tonight's game.
Regardless which side you are on, this game is going to be a great teaching tool for both coaches to take back to their field houses and show them. The Katy coaches will definitely cover areas of where coverage could have been better. Routes could have been run in a different fashion than they were, be it correctly or the speed just wasn't there. Kingwood taking advantage of their lucky setups for all that point is, and being able to read what Katy's doing while they're instituting their play.
Quarterback still remains Dawson Trudell. Flag thrown as Damon Young gets a couple of yards to the 40.
And that's one of the reasons that everybody is over there saying, why would Kingwood want to play Katy as their first game? And that is, what a better teaching tool for the coaches to use than the game film. Because if you can institute corrections, especially senseless penalties.
With all the penalties that we've had tonight, that's the first holding call.
And that's amazing.
Amazingly enough, yeah, indeed.
But it's that whole drive so that each team will be ready to go into the playoffs at the end of the regular season, because the old axiom is your team in week 10 could always come back and beat your team in week 1.
First down and 20 for the Mustangs. Trudell swings it, complete this side to Chase Evans. Tackled by Clayton Odom III at the 34-yard line. 7 yards on the hookup. And the first completion here in the second half for Dawson Trudell. Reception of 8 yards for Evans. 2 catches for Chase, 13 yards. 3 of 11 Trudell for 32 yards. 2 minutes to go here at Rhodes Stadium. Back on the ground, Damon Young attacks the left side, lowers his shoulder, rumbles out to the 41-yard line. A gain of 7, still well short of a first down.
And that was an example of power running. He just lowered that shoulder and just kept driving. He had 2 Katy defenders in front of him, and he was pushing to get as many yardage out of that play as he could.
Third down and a long 5. Kingwood 0 for 8 on third down efficiency tonight. On the play action, throw on the run, throw complete to the fullback Robert Amar, and the big boy refuses to go down until he at least gains positive yardage. Gains a yard, third down and 4. Make it fourth down and 4.
And that just showed a lot of drive on him. He had 2 Tiger defenders on him almost immediately, but yet he did turn around where he didn't lose any yardage on that. And now you've got a fourth down play, and they're going to be going for it.
Final minute of play. Play action. And on fourth down, the pass intended for Damon Young is a one-hopper in the backfield. He wouldn't have gotten anywhere had he made that catch. Raymond Randall was right there, the junior backup inside linebacker. So the turnover on downs. And I believe all Katy has to do would be take a knee, but we'll see if they do that or not. They're not lined up in any sort of victory formation.
They brought in Hayden Baker to do the quarterback duties right now.
Handoff. And Trey Turner is tackled in the backfield. And that will do it.
Yeah, I think
Don't think they're going to run another play.
No, I think we've seen the last of it.
Stay tuned. We may lose video, but we'll have Courtney Madden down on the field, and she will talk with Victoria's head coach, Gary Joseph, as soon as he's made available.
It's a final.
Final score, the Katy Tigers 46 and the Kingwood Mustangs nothing. Teams will exchange handshakes along the 50-yard line. Couldn't have really asked for a better start from a broadcaster's perspective, looking down at what the Katy Tigers were able to do. But that's why Gary Joseph is a head coach of a prominent high school football program, and we're up here in a press box. He knows exactly what he wants to see improve upon next week when they play Travis.
Oh, exactly.
This game was far from perfect.
No. And he'll be going back tonight with his coaches, and before they even leave, they'll be watching this whole game over again. They'll make evaluations, and they'll do what they need to do to show the boys where they need to go in terms of their focus so that they can just improve and get ready for Fort Bend Travis next Friday. Kingwood, same thing. They're going to look at the game film, see what they can do. Kingwood really needs to address the senseless penalties before they go forward in that. But if they can do that, then they're going to be fine on that. And again, Kingwood really wants to make sure that the same thing that happened to them last year doesn't happen to them this year, and that's miss the playoffs by one game, because they were involved in that three-way tie, and they lost to College Park.
We made big plays. We just didn't go with the momentum.
That's down the field. She's with Shewu Alanalua.
Is your school you've committed to? Are you still talking with other schools, or what's the status?
I'm committed to TCU, but I'm still looking at other schools like LSU and A&M.
Okay. All right. Have they both offered you? Okay. All right, man. Hey, good luck for the season. Good job.
Thank you. Okay, I guess.
As they continue to look for some additional people to talk to. Hearing Howard Ched and Courtney Madden talk with Shewu Alanalua. Tough one for the Kingwood Mustangs as they lose this one. 46-0. Shutout consecutive years to the Tigers by a combined score of 77-0. Barry Campbell back to the drawing board to see what they can improve upon before they get Brian Collins next week at home opener for this 2015 season. Run down the scoring summary. A safety started things off 2-0 Katy, 3-yard touchdown run by Kyle Porter, 18-yard touchdown run by Kyle Porter, another 3-yard touchdown run by Kyle Porter, then a 35-yard touchdown pass from Garrett Doron to JC Angulo. They would hook up again for 17 yards, then a 5-yard touchdown run by Copeland, and a 27-yard field goal by Perez. That was the scoring, 46-0.
Hello. Hello.
You're good? Yeah, she's saying something right now.
Hello. Mic check. Courtney Madden. Katy, Kingwood, football. Hello. Hello. Katy, football. Kingwood, football. Mic check.
You're yelling at me to go? Go what? I told you she is.
Hello, mic check.
All right, so Britt, your final thoughts as we're going to wrap it up.
Well, final thoughts on the game is I was really surprised with the difference in the Katy offense as opposed to how they were last year. They were so focused with Rodney Anderson doing the power running and everything of that nature that I thought we saw a little bit of a dip in just what they allowed the quarterback to do. Well, Duran goes up now, and we saw him passing, we saw the run, we saw a totally different and open offense, which I believe the Katy fans are going to like a lot. Defense-wise, I think there was mistakes, but it was also week one. I think that Kingwood also took advantage of some of those mistakes, and that's why Griffin Lay had the night that he had. Kingwood, I honestly think that they are on the right track. Yes, the score doesn't really reflect that, but this was also a good learning game for them. They also moved the ball very well, and they had a very good shot if they wouldn't shoot themselves in the foot with the unnecessary mistakes. We could have had a totally different score. I think both teams are going to go back. They're going to, as you said, they're going to assess everything, and they're going to come back in week 2 stronger than ever. I know that Kingwood has Klein Collins next week. Again, Katy has Fort Bend Travis. So I think we're going to see 2 competitive games out of both teams.
Let's step aside. We'll return to wrap it all up in just a moment. This is TexanLive.com. You take a look at some of the highlights of today's game, and the Katy 46-0 win over Kingwood. As we continue our post-game coverage, Brent Hallmark has some scores from around the area.
Yes, and focusing on the 16-6A, Pearland right now with 4:20 left in the third quarter is up over College Park 25-20. Over in 19-5A play, we've got Maid Creek coming up on the short end in their game again with Siah Springs 44-6, 11:03 left in that game. And in an area game, rivalry matchup between Stratford and Memorial at the start of the fourth quarter. Stratford's up 34-7.
Memorial gets Pearland next week at Tully Stadium on a Friday night. Katy will get Fort Bend Travis on the road, then come back at home to entertain the Woodlands Highlanders before beginning district play against Maid Creek. Kingwood on the road in a couple of weeks against Friendswood, but they'll have their home opener next week against Klein Collins. We'll get Eisenhower in about 3 weeks' time.
And it's so important for all these teams to take advantage of their non-district games. Definitely use them as learning tools, developing tools, training tools. Get ready for district play. That's one of the reasons you'll see that Katy, 2 of their 3 non-district games are against Region 2 opponents that they normally wouldn't see until they played at state.
Tigers looked great for a opening game. I know we talked about it towards the tail end of the game, and how we're not coaches. We're not a head coach like Gary Joseph, who has earned every bit of his yearly wage that was released today by the Houston Chronicle for not only being the head coach but being the athletic coordinator at Katy High School. But there's going to be a lot of film study and a lot of learning that'll be done this forthcoming week before they go on the road to Hall Stadium in Missouri City to take on the Travis Tigers out in Fort Bend ISD, a 23 6A opponent. What are some of the other things that you think they could work upon? Penalties for one thing. Look up on the try to limit the penalties.
That's exactly what Coach Joseph is going to focus on with his boys, is the fact that, okay, here was the penalty, it was avoidable, and here's the result of what happened because we got that penalty. He will stress the fact as much as possible, play up to professionalism. Try to eliminate all mistakes and go forward from there.
And to play a little bit on that, Michael, the other thing is if you really watch what Kingwood did tonight on special teams, in games it's close, Shewu had a big run back for over 70 yards, couple punt returns, and those kind of things in a game like this, even though they didn't have a negative effect because the very first play, Kingwood had a mishandled pitch to Lay, and then, of course, Katy recovered. But those things in games, special teams, a lot of your head coaches will say that there's a lot of games won and lost right there by the special teams. And, looking at it, this is Burt Brocker, looking at it from my perspective, watching the whole game tonight, looking at other games around, special teams to me is probably one of the things that he's definitely going to look at. And even with the great victory, like they have something that he's going to try to figure out what lanes was missed, why did we allow them to get and run back the way that they did tonight.
And Shewu had a great game from a personal standpoint. That interception he had over on the far side of the field was just an athletic play. He's going to be a force, and he had some decent runs when he did get a touch on the football on the offensive end. Was uncertain how much touches he would get going in from an offensive perspective, and talking with Barry Campbell down the field. He wanted to definitely see Damon Young in there. He got a lot of Griffin Lay, almost 100 yards for number 21. Shewu didn't really have too much of an impact on the offensive end, but I think as the season progresses, you may see him a lot more on the offensive end because he's just a special athlete.
Well, absolutely. And, I think you said 450-something yards. That's about right for last year. And, had an opportunity because that's one of the districts that we cover every week. And, the young man is just very talented. Even though he was a running back last year, he's actually was going to TCU, or verbally has committed to TCU to be a linebacker. And with the breaking speed that he showed tonight, it clearly shows why one of the top-ranked college teams in the country is interested in a player like that, because he definitely showed a lot of talent there tonight on a couple of defensive plays that he made.
16 6A is going to be a very competitive district. I don't think maybe the Woodlands could run. I don't know. I would say they would run away with it, but I think they are the odds-on favorite, to use that phrase, to come away with the district championship. Kingwood is picked out of maybe one of the 4 to make it out.
Well, I can guarantee you Coach Stump out there in Atascocita doesn't see it probably exactly the same way you just said there. That team last year went into the spring game in the playoffs minus 3 of their starters, and so they were knocked out in the first round. But I actually called the Woodlands game last year, and Atascocita really dominated a lot of assets in that game, or aspects in that game. And then, of course, right there at the tail end, they gave up a long touchdown, and the Woodlands won the game. But like I said, Kingwood last year, and you pointed it out earlier, 4 of their games, they lost by, I believe, 1 score or less. And, Kingwood is in a lot of games. I mean, it's hard for, Coach Campbell leaving here tonight to determine exactly what he does or doesn't have, because Katy comes in with such a powerhouse. Coach Joseph had these kids tonight playing at the highest level that you possibly could for game 1. So he's got a lot of – Barry's got to go back and really look at this game, try to find the upsides to a lot of the things they did. Like y'all said, and several of you tonight in the broadcast, really get rid of a lot of those mental mistakes. The Trudell throwing it to Lay when they had the ball first down, probably should have just went down there for a 3-yard loss. They still would have had the ball, then it had been 2nd 13. But at the time, the game was still, I think it was 13-0 or 16-0 at that time. So they still clearly at that point was in the game. And that was a big play because, of course, they picked up the fumble and ran it back, and then it was called back to, I think, the 20-yard line. They scored just a couple plays later.
Depending on where you look, most publications, most people who cover high school football in 16-6A see that the Woodlands, Atascocita, Oak Ridge, and Kingwood would be the 4 that would make it. That's preseason, of course. A lot of things happen in 10 weeks of high school football. College Park is making a game of it against a team like Pearland. They're not picked to be one of these 4 teams. They're on the outside looking in, according to these publications and those who cover high school football. They may be one of those sleeper teams that you're just not aware of because of what they're doing out in the rig tonight.
Well, and Brian Ford over at Summer Creek, I mean, like you said, that's another tough district. And, Seven Lakes over here. I mean, that is the thing that's so great. And that was the reason we're so proud to be bringing what we're bringing this year. On Friday nights, we're going to have an hour-long show on Fox Sports Southwest from 11 to midnight, highlighting just all the talent that the Houston schools have. And I can go through, Pearland, I can go through Dawson, Manville. Of course, Derek King has, I think, 25-plus D1 offers at quarterback.
That's staggering.
Westfield's got some D1s, at Spring and Klein Oak. And, Klein Oak made it to the 4th round last year. So you just, North Shore, you run through the city of Houston, and there's just a lot of great football teams here. And just so fortunate we're going to be able to be part of a lot of the games and, carry a lot with that.
Here in 2015 for District 19-6A, the 4 predicted playoff teams. Katy, well, that goes without saying, right?
Yep.
Cinco Ranch, Seven Lakes, and Katy Taylor. Katy Taylor's had some down years, last handful of years. They've been down towards the bottom of the district. Now things under Trey Herman starting to percolate a little bit. Predicted to be one of the 4, but that leaves teams like Morton Ranch, Strake Jesuit, Maid Creek took one on the chin tonight against Cy Springs, and Tompkins just in their 2nd year of varsity. There are some programs out there that have made a playoff impact very, very early on in their varsity's program history. It's Katy's district to lose. I think we can all safely assume that.
Yep.
The other 3, even Cinco Ranch, Cinco Ranch probably the number 2. Can make some noise in that final Saturday, and that traditional 11 a.m. game on that final November Saturday regular season weekend. That'll be a game to watch, Katy and Cinco Ranch.
Well, we also tomorrow night have Cinco Ranch. We have the audio and video rights for the Katy Independent School District, so we'll be doing audio tomorrow night out of the Berry Center, calling that game. And it's like that. Speak of a district I just talked about, is the way that the Cy-Fair Independent School District has come out of nowhere. They win the state championship in baseball. They make it to the state championship in football last year, getting knocked off by Allen. And, it just goes back to what I said. Yeah. There is so much talent. And I hope that at the end of the day, when everything's said, that a lot of these kids are seen in a different way, because everything we do is archived. And that's the nice part about what we do. You can go back, you can rewatch the games. If you saw a play or something that you'd like us for a highlight for you to possibly send on to, a college, you can contact my office at 281-446-3225. And we're actually setting up our headquarters. I just purchased a property that I totally renovated, and we'll be officially moving into it by the 1st of October whenever we get into regular season. So really looking forward to that.
And you talk about that Cy-Fair district. It's amazing. When Cy Ranch makes the run, they get to the final. They lose to Allen. Allen was the better team. I think there's nobody that's going to argue that. But because there's 10 schools out there, it's amazing that any of those teams can make a deep run, because they just beat up on each other the entire season. that you catch lightning in a ball like a Cy Ranch did. I don't think they were predicted to go very deep last year. They made the run. A lot of times those Cy Fair schools kind of get clipped up early, mid rounds because they've beat each other up so much during the regular season. It's hard to get a sustainable playoff run. And Cy Ranch was the exception last year. Cy Falls was an exception back in 2006, both unsuccessful in their attempts to win a state championship, which would have been the first for Cy Fair and for the Cy Fair ISD had any of those two had won the state title.
And Dickinson's another school we haven't talked about, but that's another really talented school. They got a lot of returners. Last year they knocked off Pearland, got beat by Cy.
Cy Ranch, yep.
And then, of course, Cy Ranch went on, and, Dickinson jumped out in that game and looked like they were going to dominate it. Right before halftime, they snapped a snap over the punter's head, and Cy Ranch kind of regained control of the game there because they went and scored right before half. So, like I said, there's a lot of games that is going to come down to the last probably 2 minutes, and you saw that last year even in the state championship where that game came down to the last 2 minutes.
I think we could all agree and we all concur. We'd be remiss if we didn't send out our best wishes and thoughts to John Snelson, who is the head coach of Dickinson High School, who is currently undergoing chemotherapy and radiation for throat cancer. He's got every intention of being on the sidelines this week with Dickinson open up, but our best wishes and best thoughts are to him and his family as he continues to battle the fight against throat cancer. We wish him the best. Let's take another break, and we'll come back. We'll try to see if we can get Gary Joseph out of the locker room so Courtney Madden can touch base with him and get some post-game thoughts. This is TexanLive.com.